Oh, well, Pete's going to show us some of these lovely postcards he's got and other bits and pieces from a lot of collection down there. It's probably about 10 folders full of postcards and photographs. So Pete's just going to start going through some of his favourite ones here. So let's enjoy that.
This is my album mainly on Don Bradman, ephemera and postcards and collectible things. He was without doubt the biggest thing going around from 30s maybe to 48, used extensively without much money in every sort of advertising, and they got him. This is a lovely theatre. It's a little fold-up theatre thing from the 30s where the Australians used to go around to a lot of these country towns, picture shows, play country teams, and they'd be taken by people like Alan Kippax and other players, Woodfull and that. This was a folder which I'd never ever seen before, and a beautiful little thing, very, very collectible. So that was that. One of my favourite postcards of Don, very young age, when he came up from Barrel and started playing for St George, where he would have played at Petersham Oval in the early days. Here he is with his 19...
Nice cap that, Pete, isn't it?
Oh,
lovely
St
cap.
George cap, gorgeous cap, the hoop, red and white stripes. And pretty famous. If I'm correct, St George, even though they came into the grade competition late, have won more grade premierships than any other club. That's from 1st to 5th grade.
Okay.
They're Hurstville Oval, if you haven't been, you should go. Wonderful. They've even got Arthur Morris gates where you walk through.
Nice one.
Here's another nice card of Don when he scored at Leeds, and he got his big score, 334. Today when we're watching cricket, which we've just seen for 2 days, seems incredible that anyone could score 334.
Yeah.
To me, I've watched it, I love it, and as we talked about, I enjoy the whole spectacle of it as much as whoever wins or loses, but we might not never see anything like that again in Test cricket.
No, quite. Not in 2 days, anyway.
I kept saying to my friends, Test cricket will go to 2 days of 50 over cricket. I didn't expect it to go to 2 days of 20 cricket, which is what it did. Here's another nice old one of Bradman. Holder of the world record, 452 not out. New South Wales versus Queensland, 6th of the 1st, 1930 at my favourite ground in the world, the SCG. There's Don.
And it's on the back of it.
And on the back they've put the Australian 11 fixtures tour to England. This is how lovely they used to do things in those days. All the games.
Yeah, but it's amazing how many amount of games they played though, Peter.
Oh, amazing.
Like today, I mean, they don't play any, do they? Test matches and
No,
that's it.
No, well, a tour, they would play every county, they'd go over there and vice versa.
Yeah.
England would come over here and play all up-country games, shield games. So it isn't to tour Australia on these grounds and to win in Australia is a lot harder than people imagine, whether Australia are strong or weak, because it's totally different cricket.
Yeah.
And unless you're used to it, I think it takes a bit of getting used to.
Nice cards. They've certainly got his stance on most postcards, that's for sure.
It's always a Bradman stance.
Yeah, lovely.
These two were put out by Mick Simmons, Australian Tour in 1930. They say there were three, one of them is produced on the back with the tour, nothing written in. The second one was then reproduced with scores of the games. Third one I've never seen and nobody that I've ever, so maybe they didn't do it. I know that Mick Simmons told him to get back here straight away after his tour because he was box office in those days. So
He was.
It's just another one. These are lovely cards with the old Bradman signature on them.
Yeah. So he kept Australia going really in the Depression years, didn't he?
They all turned up.
The
They turned up to see him bat.
Yeah.
And when he got out, I'll tell you, half of them went home.
A bit like Colin Milburn in England, that was.
Yeah. But sport then in Australia totally different. They all went. It was an occasion, and they were all dressed with hats and suits and ties, and he carried Australia virtually through a depression. Don Bradman. These two are lovely. Sidney Riley was a big photographer here in Sydney in Australia, and he did some lovely ones with Bradman. These looked like they were just advertising giveaway cards in his shop. I was lucky enough to have these too. They're very nice.
Nice.
And again, very, 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 very hard to find. So I'll just have a look and
a couple, Pete, and we'll flip through a couple.
This one here is a Sydney Riley card. It's got it. You can't see it on there. It's got their stamp, but it's signed by Bradman as well. He did a lot of photography of people. This one's interesting. It was a souvenir of Don Bradman's visit to Bankstown, 1933. They must have had some sort of raffle. Everyone got one of these cards, and then it had from FJ Palmer's on the back, because obviously Don was working for them, one of the places. There were the things you could have won. A Don Bradman cricket bat set. The best Christmas gift for a boy.
Yeah.
Picture a Don Bradman cricket set.
You want one of them?
Yeah, it'd be nice to have.
We'll do a couple more, Pete. There's some nice ones there of the.
This one's a souvenir of the Goodwill tour to the North Coast, 1933. So it's just coming out of the bodyline 32-33 era, where McCabe and Bradman, when Bradman left Sydney to go to South Australia, McCabe took his job at McSimmons. It's Dan McCabe. So this one's signed by McCabe and signed by Bradman.
Nice.
I think you've got one of these cards.
Oh yeah, you swapped the boot advert with that one.
We did a swap. I got the Bradman boot, and he got the tour.
Yeah, no, fair
So
play. That's great. You want to do one more, Pete? And we'll
the last one is
one of those,
again when he went to work for FJ Palmer's, was they were one of the people who kept him here in Australia. This was just, there he is, all dapper in his suit, and this was a folded thing on the counter giveaway. Lovely. With all Bradman pictures of him batting on the back.
Looking smart in his suit.
Yeah, he looked good. So
lovely. That's great, Pete. Well, we could go on for weeks and weeks here, but we'll have to cut that short now. So it's been a fantastic visit to Pete's Emporium here, and it's been a great pleasure to meet him and be involved with his collection.
Yeah, it's been great to meet you, mate, and lovely to share this with all you people.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Cheers then. Bye.
Bye.